Oh, geez, this is almost unbearable. Ulrich, how do people even live in this heat? It's only been 10 minutes and I already feel like death.
You get used to it, trust me. Besides, a lot of the natives are draconic. Their bodies don't handle the mainland too well.
Oh, I think I read about that. Hopefully they can adapt just as fast as we can. We'll be marching into Balteus together, after all.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just make sure to have a drink on you at all times. In these deserts, dehydration is your greatest enemy.
Right.
Hello, Monarch.
Hey,
I was just about to ask Howl about Elarinthia. Surely it looks much different than it did back then. Legends dictate that it was once lush and full of green.
legends that lie.
Wait, really? But that can't be true. The destruction of the idol turned it into this desert. Without spiritual energy to nurture the land. Oh, wait.
Precisely. Elarinthia has always looked this way. This legend you speak of is simply a poorly conjured tale. We often create stories to understand what we cannot grasp. Correct. In our prison, we had no power. There is no logic behind these assumptions of yours. At least, no logic now that you know the truth of our kind.
Well, isn't that wonderful news? At least it narrows our focus a little bit more. I could tell that was a source of stress, Monarch.
We are happy that we could ease some pain, Monarch. The fear of losing your homeland? We can't even imagine. At least it remained only that, a fear. We were not so lucky.
Normally there'd be a lengthy immigration process, but due to the ball, this nation is open to everybody. It's a long trek, but we can head straight into the city. Look for Vivian, I presume. If we can't find her in time, then we'll head to the ball. But meeting her before then would be a huge advantage.
We agree with this course of action, Monarch. However, our knowledge of Elarinthia is not very deep. We'd suggest working closely with Ulrich in this endeavor.
Hey there, Monarch. Welcome to my homeland. Forecast calls for excruciating heat and a chance of death. Just a chance, though. Let's hope it stays that way, right? Let me guess. You have a lot of questions. I'll try my best to answer, but make it quick. We're on a strict timer here. We can't fail. The ball starts in around 8 hours. Dinner time. If we don't move fast, we won't be able to make it. You know what's at stake, Monarch. Let's get going.
I need to thank you again, Pommy. Your support means a lot to me, it truly does. Some of the rebels have started to side with Howl.
A pretty dumb decision if you ask me. I know what they're thinking, that you're responsible, but that's impossible. Nobody could have seen what was coming.
Yeah, we were played. Caught off guard. I know it won't happen again though, things are different. It's almost like our belief in the spirit realm was holding us back. Do you think the people will even believe us though? I mean, do you even believe the truth we've been told?
I don't really have a choice, Domek. Your speech gave us proof. It was undeniable. I'd advise doing the same thing to every other Alestian. Even if it takes years, you can do it. I'll even help you if you need assistance. Nobody said that things would be easy after the war.
You're right, and thanks for that offer. I'm pretty sure I'll take you up on it, since this is a tall order. But I know that almost anything is possible if we all band together.
Of course. So for now, we need to fix the discord in our ranks. I'll talk with the rebels that are siding with Hal. They need to stop. There are no sides in this. We all fight for the same cause. And if they put their differences aside, well, Domek, we'll win this thing for sure.
Hey. Well, it's definitely not something Draku came up with. Rulers of Alarinthia have been doing it for ages, actually. It's supposed to make your subjects less inclined to rebel. It's not really working if Vivian exists, but at the end of the day, it's still a nice party. As much food and drink as you could ever want. Don't worry, Monarch, I won't go overboard. I do like to drink, but not while I'm on a mission of any sort. I'll be tempted, of course, though I'm sure you can keep me in line. After the feast, there's a large ball, but it all starts with a speech. Basically, Draku will be bragging about his power and influence. If he shows off how strong he is, he's less inclined to be challenged. Though if there is a challenge, they hold a tournament the next day. It rarely happens unless it's a drunken partygoer trying to play a joke. Everyone wakes up, hungover, and goes about their simple lives. Honestly, I don't know too much about him. I've been out of the loop on Alarinthian politics for a while. But to hold the throne of this nation, you need to be fierce. So, if you think I'm strong, then you know nothing. He'll make me look like a whelp in comparison. And from what I've heard, he's pretty smart too. Most rulers, from what I've seen, simply bathe in their own riches. To hold a ball and share it with your nation? That's pretty genius. It destroys any motivation to remove him from the throne. That's why Alarinthia hasn't had a tournament in a long time. The people are either happy or certain that they lose in combat. I'm betting on the latter, which makes Draku even more intimidating. Do not underestimate him, Monarch. If the natives can't dethrone him, what chance do we stand? Vivian might dream of a changed nation, but it'll stay that, just a dream. The town square is a nice place, but it's just like Museo, a large market with people all peddling their homemade wares. You won't find anything you need, but you'll find everything you want. After that, I'd say to pay the Colosseum a visit. It's not just a venue used to battle for Alarinthia's throne. They have large battles every day, and you can place bets. Of course, my personal pick would be the tavern. Alarinthia has a lot of unique drinks, so I'll make sure to stop there. If I get my fill, maybe I'll be lucky enough to forget this entire voyage. It doesn't feel any different than I thought, if that's what you mean. Stepping foot on this soil didn't change my mind. It only solidified my hate. Let's do everything we can to get out of here as fast as possible, Monarch. Please. No, I just want to get the job done and get back home. If you think you can change my outlook on this place, you're wrong. I think this conversation is over, Monarch. We have a long journey ahead.
Halen, can I talk to you for a moment?
Of course, Master.
Back in Mazeo, I was confident, but not anymore. I'm starting to worry that the Triumvirate will chastise me. What should I expect? And how should I react if they do?
You act as if you haven't failed them before.
Hmm?
Remember when I first became your apprentice? They thought you weren't teaching me good enough. You almost went insane when they gave you time off.
You would too, Halen. Trust me, it's boring. But that's nothing in comparison to what happened. We don't have the blade, and almost everybody escaped.
Through no fault of our own, remember? I have your back in this. I won't tell them the truth. However, I need to ask for one thing in exchange.
Of course.
Work on your personal issues, Master. I don't care what they are, just get them sorted out. But we'll save the bad news for last. We dealt a major blow to the rebellion, Sovi. With the loss of their leader, they'll be in disarray. If the Triumvirate doesn't like that, then it's their problem. Like you said, this isn't the last time we'll face them in battle. Whether it takes us days or months to win, it shouldn't matter. After all, we'll still win. With that said, are we clear?
We're clear. Let's continue walking. I'll think of what to tell them as we move along.
So, what was all that about? You said I was one of you now, right? When will you start treating me that way?
Oh, sorry. Force of habit. We were just talking about what we should tell our masters. While we did damage the rebellion, we failed in our objective.
You mean that blade?
Yes, and the Ceres.
Look, Sovi, you kinda saved my life. For that reason alone, you have my support. Whatever you want me to do, just let me know.
Thank you, Shane. It means a lot. I can tell we're going to get along just fine.
I can't believe that people actually live here. How much farther is it, Ulrich? This is crazy.
I'd say around 6 to 8 hours. There's an oasis halfway there. We can stop. I have a feeling you've already exhausted your canteen.
It was too hard to resist. So, there's an oasis in a few hours? That'll be a good place to rest and relax.
We can't waste that kind of time, Domek. There's enough time to fill up on water. That's it. If we take too long, we'll miss both Vivian and the ball.
Right, of course.
Back in the day, they used these deserts as punishment. Criminals were sent out here and they had to prove their worth. If they were strong enough to survive, then they'd be taken back in. Most of the time, the criminals would just succumb to the heat. They'd be unable to move, then they'd pass out. Death would come soon after. They called these people Sixers, since they usually passed out within 6 hours. In addition to that, their bodies lasted 6 days. Don't worry though, we'll be fine. We have water. That isn't the courtesy they wanted to give to criminals. You're probably wondering why I'm telling you this story. Don't worry, I have a reason. Aside from passing time, I mean. If the Sixers survived, they gave them special markings. They were pardoned and to be respected for their power. A bit of a secret, you know? Just keep it between us, alright? Besides, they look pretty good, don't they? You're definitely not the first one to say that. I didn't like them at first, but they grew on me. If something makes you look better, embrace it. Anyway, I guess that's enough story time for now. The more you know about Alarenthia, the better. That and it makes the walk go by way faster. If you'll excuse me, I have some business to take care of. We'll have plenty of time to talk later, Monarch, trust me. If you find that you're needing anything, just wave me down.
Hey. From what I've experienced so far, it's awful. I'm holding out on hope that it's colder in the city, but I know that won't be true. I bet it'll be even worse. If I lived here, I'd definitely be nocturnal. I mean, it must get colder at nighttime, right? I just sleep the day away. And that's a fact. So I guess not much would change, to be honest. Though I haven't been able to get much sleep lately. Anyway, yeah, it's basically the worst place in the world. I sure hope so. Otherwise, this would be a waste. I mean, coming here and then leaving empty-handed, that'd mean we put ourselves through all of this for nothing. That's not my style, you know? I don't care if we have to fight in a tournament even. We're not coming all the way here only to accomplish nothing. Whoa, putting me on the spot, huh? I guess I'd probably side with Vivian. Ulrich hates this place, and I can see why. Politics would only make this a million times worse. So I think Alarenthia would be better off like the mainland. It's different, yes, but in my opinion, it's a bad different. Like, Mazeo was different, but it was good. The constant battle to see who is stronger? Yikes. Sounds like that would get pretty toxic, and fast. That's a tough choice, but I'd have to say Dominic. It's not fair that Howl tried to pin all of this on him. Nothing that happened at the Rebel HQ is his fault. But that doesn't mean I hate Howl. Far from it. He seems so wise, and we could learn a lot from him. An entire ancient culture inside of him? Just think about it. There's so much we don't know about the monarchy. He could help us fill dozens and dozens of history books. I hope he survives this. He has lots of info to pass on to us. No, and I'm slowly melting. I went through all my water within the first hours. My fault, I know. I'll make sure to ration it better next time. If there is a next time, of course. I'm starting to think that this oasis was a lie. I see mirages, sure, but no real water. If you see it, make sure to tell me right away. I might even go for a swim if I have the time. You should join me. It'd be pretty awesome.
Hey, Pro, can I talk to you for a second?
Of course. What's up?
I can't say in front of everybody else. I need to talk to you alone, in secret.
Oh, is it about that?
Pro, not in front of anybody else. Follow me over here and talk quietly.
Right. Sorry. Well then, what's up?
This is amazing! Just what I needed. If you don't mind, I'm gonna take a swim. Just give me a few minutes, alright?
Fortim, no. That's disgusting. People drink this water. It's not for swimming.
But
No.
wait, really?
That's amazing. And you're certain about this?
I totally needed to hear some good news. This trek through the desert is downright awful. When we get back, let's all go to Valinor.
Yeah, definitely. It'll feel so good to be back home. With your vision and that dim idol, my outlook was so grim. But now that attack won't happen, and the idol doesn't matter.
Long live Valinor?
Long live Valinor.
Hey, we were just talking about our future options. I mean, would we rather side with Vivian or Dracu? I think Vivian is the better option, but Hal disagrees.
As we seem to do in many matters, we need strength to win the upcoming war, Domik. Vivian cannot deliver as much strength, only hope for her nation. If hope could win wars, we wouldn't even be here. In times like this, we are glad that you're not in charge. We trust that the Monarch will make the proper decision.
Well, what do you say, Monarch? If you had to choose right now, what would you do? Just a hypothetical, of course, nothing set in stone. There you have it, Hal. We need to think about the future of this world too. It makes sense to give Alarinthia a new form of leadership.
There is nothing wrong with the way Alarinthia is run. You cannot change it simply because you do not like it. Such a move would make you no better than the Triumvirate. We cannot become the enemy we seek to dethrone. Your way of thinking requires some reevaluation, Domik. You may say means to an end, but so does the Triumvirate.
Wow, you paint me as such a villain.
A change in leadership would require the spilling of blood. Innocents would die, much like the occupation of Mazeo. Think of what you lost. Do you want to do this to others?
Well, are you all full up on water? Ulrich said we're halfway there, and we're making good time. I think we'll make it to the city with plenty of time to spare, Monarch.
This body does not work like you would expect. We do not need water, and do not risk passing out. Whenever you're ready to continue, we will do so.
Hey. I can't believe how hot it is, actually. I mean, Ulrich told us stories, and I thought he was exaggerating. As soon as we stepped off that ship, I knew he was actually right. Of course, he doesn't seem like the type to embellish his stories. Maybe some part of me was just hoping it wouldn't be that bad. He painted such a grim picture of this place, you know? Vivian, hands down. I don't like the way Alarenthia is run. Relying on strength alone creates such a toxic atmosphere. Anyone with a brilliant mind would simply be pushed aside. That holds back the progression of society by so much. Valinor embraced new ideas and nurtured bright minds. If anything, it actually explains why Alarenthia is so primitive. It's so weird seeing our former elder just walking around. But I need to work on that. I need my mind to know it's not him. Salus is gone, and there's nothing we can do to change that fact. Hal is an interesting guy. He sure has a lot to say. His insight into the past of the world could fill a million books. With all of those souls, he knows almost everything there is to know. He told me that society has actually regressed in Alarenthia. It used to be one with the monarchy. Their whole world was united. I hope we can make a world like that after this war is finally over. Yeah, I want to break the record for most water ever ingested. I'll never take something like that for granted ever again, I swear. It makes me miss the water tank from back in Valinor, actually. Whenever we needed it, it was right there on demand. One oasis in the entire desert makes water pretty scarce. How do they handle the water situation in their capital? Yeah, I think he'll be fine. It's just a lot to take in. He finally has a chance to change this place for the better. Apparently, that's all he wanted ever since he was young. I feel like this world will be completely different after we win. Such a scary thought. Well, scary and exciting. We're leading a revolution. I almost can't believe it.
So, what's it like to be a seer? What kind of stuff are you starting to see? Does it hurt your head? Are you enjoying it?
It gives me great pleasure to see the future. But right now, it's just the little things. Indecipherable. Perhaps as we process this, things will become clearer.
I see loss in the future, loss and tragedy. But for which side of this battle, I cannot say. It seems to be a gut feeling at the moment.
Yeah, it's the same for me. Brief flashes. But I see a coliseum, and a big struggle. I think you'll all be fighting during your visit.
Fighting? That's no fun. Hopefully your powers get better over time. Imagine how strong you'd be in those battles. Able to see every move before the enemy even makes it? With that power, we'd never have to worry about tragedy or loss. I can tell you're going to be one of the best assets in this war.
Why, thank you. That means a lot. I'm happy to serve the rebellion in any way I can. What they did back in those tunnels was inexcusable.
Yeah, I'd say we show them the same treatment. We'll fight for a future that all of you can enjoy. Even if we can't join that future ourselves.
That's certainly a pessimistic view, Ignis. There might be a way to save our minds, you know. This rebellion has proved that anything is possible.
Yeah, you're right. We'll make it through this.
Let me handle this. I've been here before. He probably knows who we are. Info travels fast here. Just stay calm and I'll have us in the city in no time, all right? We seek passage into the city and nothing more. It's been a long trip from Azeo and we need shelter. Our business lies with the ones known as Vivian and Draku.
I know exactly who you are, Ulrich. Vivian is waiting for you in the tavern. And Draku? Well, you'll have a ball to attend.
Wait, how do you know who I am?
I followed you all, up until the Oasis. That was my chance to get ahead and tip off Vivian. Besides, you stick out like a sore thumb. Nice markings, Sixer.
I trust that won't be an issue.
It shouldn't, but I'm surprised you found somebody to do that. Recreating the markings of the ancients is frowned upon. They earned those markings. You certainly did not.
Of course.
Though you do bear a striking resemblance to the Ulrich of legend. If anything, that'll make your relationship with Vivian more amicable.
I was given this name by my parents. They align with his views, and so do I. If that'll be all, we'd like to keep going.
Of course, I wasn't standing here to stop you. I merely wished to welcome you back home. I hope you and your monarch end up useful. By the way, call me Drakior.
Well, that was easy. Because of the ball, there's almost no security. I knew he'd be involved with Vivian. I could just tell.
So we'll have enough time to meet with her before the ball. That's great. I was worried we'd be on a tight schedule. You can't really rush decisions that change a nation.
Yeah, it was definitely fortuitous. We better make sure it's not a trap. That's the perfect way to catch us off guard.
Well, he didn't seem disingenuous.
That's the perfect way to catch us off guard.
Right. So what's the next step?
We head into the town square. If the tavern hasn't moved, it's connected. We'll be seeing Vivian within the hour, for sure.
All right, sounds good to me. Is there more water in the city?
Yeah, but don't ask for water in the tavern. It's seen as a sign of weakness amongst Alarenthians. If you drink anything while we're there, make sure it's ale.
No, it is completely different. More primitive. Alarinthia existed in unison with the monarchy. It was one part of a larger whole. It was peaceful. Being stuck in a constant power struggle sounds awful, but still, it has given us what we need. A strong potential ally. Draco is the result of generations of a savage cycle of growth. Every ruler is stronger than the last. For almost an eternity, they have followed these laws. Draco and his army must be exceptional in their power. We have no complaints. It seems to be others who have problems, especially those close to Salus, like his son. But we will work on that while we travel. Perhaps your forces just need time to adjust. This must be a jarring transition, to say the least. We require no sustenance. We may eat and drink with this body, but it is not necessary. If anything, we would do it for pleasure, rather than to survive. But pleasure is not something we require either. So, because of that, we choose not to eat or drink. There are those who need it more than us, Monarch. We are unable to comment on this matter. Conjecture of that kind will lead nowhere constructive. We must simply increase our chances of winning and try.
Good. Tavern is in the same place. It's just over there, so we'll make it on time. Let's not waste too much time out here, all right? I think we only have a few hours until the ball begins. I'll stay here, but feel free to look around for a bit.
On Sixers. Sixers, the nickname for victims of a vicious form of punishment that has since been forbidden. 6 hours is all a person can last before passing out in the harsh deserts of Alarinthia. Then, 6 days later, without sustenance, they pass away. Back in ancient times, this was used as a way to punish criminals and make them prove their self-worth before returning to society. If they could survive for an entire 6 days without food and water, they would be welcomed back into Alarinthia's arms. Of course, the survival rate was low. Many people thought this was a skewed form of punishment, clearly rigged to kill. It was so long ago, but they were likely right. Disposing of criminals before making them serve sentences or deliver a more conventional means of justice was barbaric. At least that's what the activists said. It wasn't very long until their movement gained traction, and this practice was banned. Instead, they gave criminals the chance to fight for their freedom in the Colosseum of Alarinthia. If they won, their sentence would be negated. This was seen as more fair and less rigged against them. This form of resolving conflict and fighting for rights over the ages would soon evolve into something more. Passing laws, deciding leaders, and determining fates of citizens would also go on to be placed in the hands of victors. Now, the nation rests in the hands of the strong. Dracu's reign. In Alarinthia, a ruler is lucky if their reign lasts even a year. However, Dracu has been in power for several decades. This is definitely unheard of. His power is immense, and any challengers to the throne are quickly defeated in the Colosseum without effort. Every year, Dracu hosts a ball in his castle and freely spreads his riches amongst the citizens of Alarinthia. That, coupled with his strength, keeps most of his subjects happy. Many are less inclined to insurrection, and those that attempt to dethrone him are easily defeated. He seems to have a stranglehold on the nation, but it is also one that gives the land a continued sense of peace. However, due to the way that the nation is run, it is only a matter of time until he is dethroned in the Colosseum. He will join the rest of Alarinthia's past rulers, none of which have succumbed to natural causes. Only the strength of others.
Hey. I have no idea, but it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure that we can handle whatever they throw at us. But if he truly does work for Vivian, then we have some good luck. We could use some of that, couldn't we? So for now I'm going to believe Drakior, but only for now. If anything seems suspicious at the tavern, I'll tip you off. Although, the prospect of a tavern brawl does sound appealing. You haven't seen true fighting until you've seen it in Alarinthia. Just thinking about it gets my blood boiling. It's been too long. Of course, I'll try my best to keep our visit a peaceful one. I don't want to end up fighting for our freedom in the Colosseum. Their methods of punishing prisoners are still pretty harsh. I hate to talk about this, so I'll try making it quick. Vivian obviously isn't the first person to rebel against Alarenthia's laws. The first one, at least in recorded history, was named Ulrich, like me. Many people followed after his ideals, including my parents, so much so that they decided to name me after him. I don't like it. That's all it is, really. My name is a silly little tribute. I guess it doesn't help that I also actually look like him, or at least all artistic and textual descriptions of him. A pretty cool coincidence, but that's all it is. I knew this stuff would come up as soon as we got here. Just remember, you've known me long before this trip. Don't come to judge me by the things these people say. That's none of your business, not yet. Again, just trust me, okay? Please. There's lots going on that you don't know. That's not to say that you'll never know it. Just sit back and wait until the time is right. I promise that everything will make sense soon. Other than the tavern, not really. There's just the market stalls like Mazeo. However, there's no laws in place for this stuff. You can buy whatever you want in Alarenthia. Pirates make a living bringing illicit goods overseas, so whatever your heart desires, you can probably find. But I don't think you're the type of person to want that stuff. So if it's all the same to you, we should probably get to the tavern. Remember, we're on a bit of a schedule. Our time is valuable. It looks just like I remember it. All these years and nothing has changed. I guess there's no use trying to change perfection.
Yes, it looks much like it did in our time as well. If memory serves, Alarenthia is home to a unique wine, Monarch. If you have a drink, we would suggest that.
Wow, he actually knows what he's talking about. I'm buying a few bottles to bring back to the mainland. The climate of Alarenthia affects the taste of everything. Some in a good way and some in a bad way. I won't bore you with the details, but the wine is great. Let's find Vivian and get everything started, shall we?
Hey, would you let me buy you a drink? Something tells me you're not from around here. I know a lot about this place if you need a tour guide.
Look, we don't have time for any antics, but if you know where Vivian is, we could use some help. You're right about us being foreigners. We've come a long way.
Oh, you're looking for Vivian. Why didn't you say so? Follow me.
We'd rather stay here if you don't mind. Following strangers isn't the best idea.
All right. I'll be right back. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I trust you. Have I seen you before? You look familiar.
No. Now please leave us be. Don't bother us again unless you have Vivian. I'll ask the barkeep in the meantime. Maybe they know. Now I guess I'll start.
Your manners could use some work, Ulrich.
I use my manners on worthwhile people.
And Vivian isn't one of them? I saw how you just shoved him away.
Wait, what? Vivian is a man?
And an honorable one at that. He deserves to be treated with respect.
I don't believe you.
Most people don't. His parents chose the name. If anything, it keeps the assassins looking for the wrong person. Try and tell me you weren't looking for a female when you entered.
Let's get this over with then. We need to talk about securing an alliance. Then we'll do the same with Draku and take the best deal.
You told them? I was having fun, Drakior. That's in short supply these days. Thanks a lot.
They're on a strict schedule, Vivian. The ball opens up in a matter of hours. Remember, you still have a move to make.
Right. A challenge at the ball. Move aside. I'll explain our plan to Ulrich. If he has any sense, he'll aid our cause.
So Vivian is a guy?
I guess so. But don't say that too loud. Something tells me it's not common knowledge.
Very smart. Helps you stay incognito. We were all looking for a girl, weren't we?
Yeah, something like that. Either way, I'm glad this worked out. We should probably talk terms with him.
You have a nice group of comrades, Ulrich. Start by telling me about her, though.
This is the monarch, heir to the throne of Alestia. After we take down the Triumvirate, this is her world. A crazy claim, I know, but we have proof of everything.
Let's continue under the assumption that I understand. At the end of the day, you want my army to aid you, right?
Right.
Well, this is where it gets a bit weird. I want your army just as much as you want mine. Maybe we can come to some sort of conclusion?
Go on.
I'm going to Draku's ball and challenging him. Tomorrow, I plan to be fighting for the throne. We'll do it right. One last fight in the Colosseum. I had Drakior stay at the docks to watch the new arrivals. If he found a group that looked strong enough, he'd tell me. You fit the bill. Better than anyone else. So he spied on you. He heard your group talking about a rebellion and a big army. That's when I knew we hit the jackpot. Our new target was clear. But to know you came here just for me? That's pretty flattering. If you help me take down Draku in the Colosseum, I'll help you. I can offer a few hundred men and maybe more from my throne. Who knows how many people I can rally up if I take over this nation.
But you don't just care about power, right? You plan to change this nation for the better.
Yes. I plan to model ourselves like the mainland. Elections, voters, stuff like that. No more tournaments. We've lost too many amazing people to barbaric, outdated laws.
Vivian, I'll be honest with you here. I want to support you, but the final choice rests with the monarch. After the ball, we need to talk with Draku first and weigh out our options.
Understandable. But be warned. That's when I'm making my move. If he accepts my challenge, we'll be fighting in the morning. You better hurry. That ball is known for huge lines.
Monarch, I need to tell you something. This is my homeland, and I've always wanted to change it. I have to fight alongside Vivian, even if you ally with Draku. And if Draku's terms involve destroying Vivian's insurrection, well, then I think we'll be fighting each other in the Colosseum. Remember that these are fights to the death. I have no other choice.
I'll choose Ulrich as my champion, then. Each side gets to choose a champion to fight with them. Aside from that, they get to choose 20 to 30 fighters. everybody that didn't make the cut for champion as an example. This means that myself, Ulrich, and my army would fight in the Colosseum. The battle ends when either the champion or the leader has fallen. Now, I know for a fact that Draku doesn't like to lose his own men. So, if I challenge him at the ball, after you ask him for his support, I bet he'll make you fight me for it. You know, use your men instead. He's predictable, but you use that to your advantage, Monarch.
I hope it doesn't come down to fighting each other. But for the future of this nation, I will do what I must. Now let's get to that ball and see what Draku wants.
He's probably expecting you. If Drakior scoped you out, I'm betting Westy did too. That's Draku's right hand. Just be careful out there. I'll be making my move right after he addresses his people. Make sure you're there. That happens in the throne room. Just don't make the wrong choice, Monarch. Go with me.
So we might have to fight Ulrich. That's pretty scary to think about, Pro.
Only if the Monarch sides with Draku, Valessa. There's still a pretty good chance that won't happen. I wonder who Draku will elect as his champion, though.
Well, his army is supposed to be incredibly powerful. He must get to handpick the strongest Alorinthians. I'm sure Ulrich can handle it, though. At least, I hope.
Well, Draku doesn't like to waste his men, remember? It's possible he'll elect an outsider, meaning one of us. Vivian is like an insect to him. Super easy to crush.
So, we'll be fighting each other in the end? Isn't it supposed to be a fight to the death?
Exciting, isn't it?
No, it's not. That means one of us will die.
Not exactly.
Huh?
The match ends if the champion or the leader falls. It'd be possible to end this with Vivian or Draku's death. The champion is just there to spice things up, I guess. If it were just the two leaders, they'd only fight each other. Having two champions ensures the fight constantly changes pace. It makes things sound more interesting, at least. You need strategy. Watching two leaders in an unending deadlock would be boring. The champions and a small army of men really shake it up. It makes sure the leaders are at the top of their game too. They have to watch every direction and constantly be ready. It serves to show us how strong they truly are. It's crazy. Draku is undefeated, but Ulrich might just stand a chance.
I think you're kind of missing my point, Pro.
Really?
I don't think of Vivian and Draku as expendable. At the end of the day, one of us will die no matter what. Even if it's one of them, it's still something I'd like to avoid.
Then it sounds like you side with Vivian then. Draku's death would be the final death in the Colosseum. There'd be no more fights like this under his reign.
I know you're right, but it's not so easy. We have to kill him just because he thinks differently? There's no way to avoid casualties, and I hate that.
Yeah, but it's not just Alarinthia, Valessa. You could say that about this entire war in general. Sometimes it's better to look at people as means to an end.
I can never do that.
A lot of people feel the same way, trust me. But that's probably why the Triumvirate is in charge. We need to start looking at things differently if we want to win.
If we have to compromise ourselves, then is it truly winning? I don't know, Pro. I think I need a little bit of time to myself.
Of course.
I don't want to watch Ulrich fight in the Colosseum. If the Monarch sides with Draku, then he could die.
But he's prepared to die for his beliefs, Fortame. There isn't a better way to go. A true, noble end.
Honestly, I'd prefer if his life had no end at all. I have a feeling this choice will end up dividing us. I don't want to fight against Ulrich or watch him die.
It's all about respecting his wishes, Fortame. If he puts his life on the line for Alarinthia, we can't deny that. You do the same for Valinor. In fact, you already are.
Really?
This war is just battle after battle, Fortame. You put your life on the line back at Rebel HQ. That means you are ready to die for your beliefs.
I guess you're right when you put it that way.
So Ulrich isn't just fighting for Alarinthia. Remember that our army gets a boost out of this. At the end of the day, it benefits all of Alestia.
But what if the person we side with loses?
That's what makes things difficult, Fortame. Vivian is the right choice, in my opinion, but not the correct one. The correct choice is Draku. He's won every battle and has a huge army.
This is pretty complicated. So far, every choice was concrete. There was no room to choose and then lose.
Alarinthia is different than everything we know. I guess it makes sense that things would change once we arrived. The Monarch has a tough choice to make. It's a gamble at best.
It shouldn't have to be that way, though. The future of a nation in our world is a gamble? That's bad news. Vivian has the right idea here for sure.
You mean abolishing Colosseum battles?
Yeah. Things should be just like the rest of Alestia. If they were, then we wouldn't even be in this situation.
But we shouldn't change something just because we don't like it. That's what the Triumvirate did to this world. We can't be like them. Alarinthia has been fine since the dawn of time. It can continue to be fine. Besides, Valinor is the exact same way. Independent, with its own hierarchy and leadership.
It was, but I'm going to change that. As the Elder, I want unity with the other nations. I think the same would be best for Alarinthia. The Triumvirate changed this world to suit them, right? That's not what we're doing. We're liberating it, making it better. Our end goal is different, so I don't think we can be compared to them.
You have a point, actually. Maybe I've got the wrong idea. A flip coin does the same thing until it lands, after all. The truth is only shown after everything is said and done.
Exactly!
In that case, maybe I do side with Vivian. With Ulrich's strength, he may stand a chance. I hope the Monarch is on the same page as us.
I guess we'll find out once we get to the ball. But I wonder if Draku will request our aid. And for that matter, who will its champion be? Gosh, I hope things don't get even more complicated. Not sure I could handle a web more tangled than this.
Oh, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Have a seat, Monarch. These drinks are on me. I don't want you filling up on Draku's handouts. Trust. This isn't about trust, Monarch. Your trust in me won't affect any of your decisions. In fact, we could win this war without any trust at all. All that matters is the desire to fight for a common cause. Did you think that these little chats we've been having were mandatory? Trust me, I could have done just fine without them. In fact, I'd be better off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. It's just the feelings I have for you, they complicate things. Harmless fun, I know that's what we said, but look at me now. I'm scared that if I tell you everything, you'll turn your back to me. Spirits know everybody else did. Look at me. Still using superstition. The spirits had no power over us, no divine plan. Then why do I find myself still wanting to believe in them? I guess maybe they gave me a sense of comfort in difficult times. It's different now, having difficult times and knowing the truth. What do I believe in if I want to push myself forward? That's what made me want to side with Vivian, no matter what. The desire to change my nation is what drives me to action now. And when we're done here, it'll be the desire to change our world. That's all I've wanted my entire life. It always seems just out of reach. Whenever I think I have it, the Triumvirate swoops in and takes it away. They tell you they'll give you what you want. They convince you that they'll make your dreams come true. Then, when they're done with you, they throw you away. What I'm about to tell you, I tell you in confidence. I knew Sovi before he became the Grand Inquisitor. That's how I know so much about the Triumvirate. I saw them take an impressionable young man and ruin him, turn him into a tool meant to kill without a second thought. They took my friend, and after that, he was no more. And that monster we fight may look like my friend, but that man is long gone. They made sure of that. I promised myself I'd never let them do that again. I failed. They got to Shane, just like they got to Sovi. It's almost impossible to shake off their influence. They just have this way of convincing you. Well, that's one of the things I had to tell you. It was a long time ago, but it still happened. I won't let it get in the way of my performance. A long time ago, I thought maybe I could win him back. You know, maybe he could change and redeem himself. But I haven't thought that in a long time. Now I want to kill him. For everything he's done to me. For everything he's done to us. There's a point where redemption eludes you, and he's past that. I guess this leads into the second thing I wanted to tell you, Monarch. Back in the desert, I told you about how I got these markings. Then Drakior said I ripped them off from the ancient Elorinthians. I wish that was the truth, I really do. But it's not the truth at all. I always tell people that I'm older than they think, but I only say that to hide how old I really am. It's not a lie, it's more like an omission. I'm old enough to have earned these markings the right way. There. I said it. I don't care if you believe me or not. I finally said it. I'm older than any of you could have possibly imagined. Very, very old. Go ahead. Tell me you don't believe me. So far, nobody else has. They say it's impossible. And soon after that, they say nothing to me at all. You can never turn off that charm, huh? Well, in any case, I'm glad you believe me. Most people don't. There's something different about you, though, so I took a leap of faith. Thank you, Monarch. I really mean it. There's more to the story, but that's all we have time for. It's just the basics. Stuff you'll need to know moving forward. My treat, remember? Now let's get going to that ball. Tonight we change history.
The general of the rebellion has fallen. Good work, Shane. You've earned our trust. We had a feeling you'd prove yourself useful. But what of the Seeress? We notice that you don't have our blade. This displeases us. Please, explain, Sophie.
We thought it better to damage their morale. They have the blade, but they can never recover. Next time we see them, it'll be like crushing an insect.
You failed your mission, Sophie. We wanted you to retrieve that blade. Now they have time to regroup and replan.
Yes, they have time, but not enough. I know where they'll be going, Masters. With your permission, I'll go and end this.
End what should already be over? Sophie, do you realize what you've done? There's a reason we needed that blade. But you failed to retrieve it, and let the Seeress get away. Any silver lining you can come up with is simply not enough. Domek's death will only fuel them with rage to use against us.
Only if we give it time to fester. We can leave immediately. Please.
Halen, is Sophie speaking the truth? Do you trust his ability to carry out another mission?
No.
Tell us what really happened, Halen. We need to know in order to plan our next move.
Of course, Masters. Sophie failed on purpose. He had the blade and the Seeress's life, but took neither. I don't know why. I regret letting him run off alone.
Halen!
He planned to deceive you all along. In fact, he had me promise to lie as well. I did, but I planned to tell you regardless. I am unable to lie to you, Masters. You gave me life, and for that I am grateful. Shane and myself can carry out the next mission. At this time, Sophie is unfit for duty. It pains me to say, but it is the truth.
Rise, Grand Inquisitor. No, not you, Sophie.
What?
Grand Inquisitor, please rise.
Masters?
Sophie is hereby stripped of the rank of Grand Inquisitor. Halen, taking this mantle, you will train Shane as your apprentice. We trust that you will do as we command, and avoid letting us down.
Please, Masters, I beg you to reconsider. We have them in our grasp. We can do this.
Sophie, we would have understood the failure of your mission. But lying to us, the lack of loyalty and honesty is unacceptable. It's almost starting to seem like your allegiance lies somewhere else.
It doesn't. I swear.
We cannot be certain that you're telling the truth. Surely you can see how that lie has damaged our trust. Halen, however, has proven to be nothing but loyal. Shane killed a key member of the rebellion as well. You come back to us with nothing to show but deception. It hurts us, and so you must be punished for your actions.
Very well. I understand. But know that I will make this up to you. Until you need me again, I'll be in my chambers.
No.
Excuse me?
Your punishment must be rather severe. Without that blade, we are vulnerable.
Then tell me what you plan to do. There is no pain I will not endure for you.
Halen, Shane, come here. We no longer have any use for you, Sophie. The Inquisition has been reformed, and is now stronger. We have no choice but to exile you from Balteus. Permanently.
What?
You will leave immediately. This is non-negotiable. Set in stone.
After everything I've done for you, you're going to what? Just throw me away?
Yes. Without Rain in danger, we need a strong core. We need men who can get the job done, without question. This is something you seem to be incapable of, Sophie.
There must be something I can do.
No, Sophie. There's nothing you can do. It's too late. Unless you march in here with that blade and the Cirrus. Well, to put it bluntly, we never wish to see your face again.
Wow, this is incredible. I know you said he was rich, but this is crazy. I've never seen such a fancy place. Not in my entire life.
So this is where Dracu lives. It seems a bit excessive, don't you think? I prefer our tunnels, a lot more secretive.
Alarenthia is all about showcasing your power. Most rulers add a wing or two to the castle during their reign. It's only going to get bigger and bigger with each passing year. Unless, of course, Vivian takes over. He's not fixated on that kind of stuff.
I can't imagine it getting much bigger, to be honest. What does one ruler need to do with all that space?
Well, he has a large army as well, larger than Vivian's. But don't let that sway us. I think you've seen enough to know that this place needs changing.
Right, of course. So what, do we just march right in? I don't see any guards or security.
I'll take care of this, just like before. We can't risk slipping up in this castle. One misstep, and everyone will be after us. Westy, I presume. That's an interesting name, you know?
It's a nickname for your information. And you must be Ulrich. You sure stand out.
Yes, we come in peace, don't worry. We are here for the ball, and Dracu. Is it possible to request an audience?
He's a busy man, you know.
So am I, so don't waste our time. Can we have an audience or not?
Fine. I'll let you in to see him. He's been expecting you, you know. We've been keeping watch since the docks.
Just like Vivian's man.
Yeah, but we let him get to you first. It's not often an army comes here from the mainland. We wanted to hear his offer, so we could top it.
And top it? Dracu wants our army as well? We're starting to become popular around here.
Don't let that get to your head, Ulrich. You're just as disposable to him as Vivian. You just happen to be both disposable and strong.
You might want to work on your public relations skills.
Look at this ball and then say that to me again. That's right, you can't. Now let's get going. I'll be inside the gates when you're ready.
Well, that makes things easier, doesn't it? This is going to go exactly like we expected. Let's just help Vivian and get this over with. Dracu has a bigger army, but Vivian has a brighter future. And that's what we were fighting for, remember? A better future. It might be a bit harder to win, but we can still do it.
This seems to be going pretty well. I hope we're not walking into a trap.
Dracu wouldn't try anything during his ball. This is about making the people happy, not scared. Let's hear him out, and get this over with for good.
Sure, sounds good to me. On your mark, Monarch.
Silence. We have those who would disturb the peace among us. Guards, lock the doors. We have some business to take care of. Now, how should we deal with those who disturb the peace? Watching them starve in the cells doesn't do much for me anymore. I say we hear them out and treat them in kind. So tell us, why did you come here today? Vivian.
Draku.
You come here on my day of celebration to challenge me. It is an insult to both me and all of these proud Alarinthians. Looking deep into our core, you say we're not good enough. We honor the traditions of the ancients, as we should. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. You want to tear us apart. You want to create a nation that's weak, just like the mainland.
No, you've got it all wrong. Lack of strength is not a weakness. The unity of the mainland, their shared ideals, that's true strength. You stand here, alone, victim to your incessant squabbling.
We yield to no one while they are docile slaves of the Triumvirate. They crush the mainlanders under their heel, who ask no questions at all. Alarinthia is a free land. We make our own choices, and we hold the power.
Then help us gain our freedom! We've come here seeking an alliance. We're not all mindless slaves, you know?
An alliance? And what can you offer me? You look as if I could crush you with one hand.
I'm stronger than you think. We all are. We grew up alone on the streets of Mazeo. If we weren't strong, we'd be long dead by now.
You? On the streets of Mazeo? My apologies. That is quite respectable. You must be part of the Monarch's crew.
Yes, and we've come to seek your aid. You keep talking about how strong you are, and help us take down those who claim godhood.
And what do I get in return?
I will be your champion and offer some of our forces. Together we can crush Vivian's pathetic insurrection. Allow us this chance to prove our strength as worthy allies.
What an unconventional turn of events. Vivian, you were seeking a challenge, yes?
Yes, at the break of dawn, I will allow you your final night of revelry.
And who will fight as your champion?
Ulrich.
I see. And what do they call you?
They call me Pro, Your Excellence. It would be my honor to fight with you in the Colosseum. I offer my life and the life of our forces to your cause.
I accept your offer, Pro. Vivian isn't worth using my own men, but you lack the authority to make this pledge. That decision lies with the Monarch. Help me defeat Vivian, and I will offer you my might. Go against me, and I cannot guarantee your survival. Monarch, what is your decree? Fight with me and prove yourself worthy of my help, or fight with Vivian against thousands of years of tradition?
Well, our main goal is changing the world, right? We want a better future for everybody, not just us. It stands to reason that we should change Alarinthia. But Vivian can't offer as much power as Dracu can, and for that matter, I don't want Pro or Ulrich to die. This is all so complicated, I'm not sure what to do. Our final attack will be harder if we use Vivian's forces. That is, if Vivian and Ulrich can take down Dracu. He's never lost the Colosseum battle, remember? I guess it depends on what we want. An easier time during our assault on Balteus, or a changed Alarinthia at our forces' expense. There's no wrong choice here, Monarch. Take your time and do what your heart tells you. Our end goal and our purpose will remain the same.
Our lives were on the line. I had to make the right choice. I'd rather live with Dracu than sacrifice myself for Vivian. Ulrich has the wrong idea. What he's doing is suicide.
None of you shall leave. I wouldn't want you running away. Private quarters will be arranged for those involved in the fight. Tomorrow morning, you will all be escorted to the Colosseum. For tonight, enjoy the ball. I think you'll find it quite exquisite.
I'm glad you sided with Ulrich and Vivian. It's important to change this nation for the better. I just wish Pro didn't have to open his big mouth. There's a very real chance that he'll die tomorrow. We've seen Ulrich fight. I think he'll win this battle. I just hope it's Draku that falls, not Pro. That sounds like a horrible thing to say, I know. But we've all grown so close since we met at Peregrino. I'm scared this clash of ideals will tear our bonds apart. I need to get my mind off that or I'll go crazy. If you need me, I'll be in the ballroom down the hall. I heard they have a live band, and I love music.
We believe you made the wrong choice, Monarch. Draku has yet to lose any fights in the Colosseum. This fight doesn't appear to be any different. The strength he could have offered was incredible too, but instead you've decided to choose the weaker man. Ideals aside, choosing weakness makes no sense. Who cares about a changed Alarinthia if we lose the war? We could give Vivian what he wants, and then march to our deaths. Strength is what wins wars, not the desire for change, and not hope. We will be exploring the castle if you need us. The ballroom is our next stop, so we can meet there. In the meantime, enjoy this ball as much as you can.
Hey. I think you sided against me. In the future, I'll remember that. I thought we were friends, you know? When the fighting starts, I won't hold back. I just want to be on Draku's good side, you know? If he ends up winning, I still want to form an alliance. But if Vivian wins? Well, I don't know. That means either myself or Draku would be dead. I'm not going to think about that. Let's go check out the ball.
Hey. I'm grateful for your support. I really am. I've always told you how much I want to change this place, and now I'm getting the chance. This almost feels like a dream. I'm not a fan of what Pro did, though. I hate to say this, but I'm prepared to kill him. If I see an opening, I have to take it, Monarch. I think I need a few drinks after all of this. Truth be told, I'm still a little confused about everything, but I assume that confusion will wane when the battle starts. I'm going to go check out the rest of the castle. I'll see you around. Remember, party responsibly. Pro, what do you think you're doing? I had a plan, and now you've ruined everything.
Sorry, Ulrich. It just made sense. This is a fight to the death, right? Draku has never lost. I had to do it.
I had everything under control.
It's not your job to control everything. You need to get that through your thick skull.
You're going to regret this.
Regret? I can live with that. It's better than dying for nothing. Draku has killed stronger men than you. I don't think he's going to lose this battle. That's why I want to be on his good side.
So you're just going to suck up to him? Get out of my sight, Pro. You're pitiful.
Hey, Draku?
Yes?
This is a really nice castle you've got here.
Thank you.
I was admiring it from the outside. I noticed it's built in a really interesting way. It's pretty bumpy. Lots of places for footholds.
Footholds?
Yeah, like places to rest your feet. I was actually going to ask you about that. Was it built that way intentionally? For climbing?
Every ruler adds to this castle in their own way. I've been in power for several decades by now. You're the only one who's ever noticed my addition.
You made it that way? Does that mean you like to climb too?
Yes, it does. That's how I start my day. There's no workout quite like it.
Do you use some special equipment? I got some metallic claw-like things in Mazeo.
I have no use for such things. I prefer to go it alone, without safety. It makes you think about every little move. One accident and you fall to your death. You don't need those claws. Just climb smarter. A handicap takes away your sense of achievement.
I think I'll need them, actually. I'm planning to climb the Grand Tree in Valenorth. If you saw it, you'd understand the necessity.
The Grand Tree. Does it live up to its namesake?
Yeah, it does. It's probably the ultimate challenge. It overlooks the entire world, you know?
Interesting. Very interesting. Perhaps I should pay Valenorth a visit one day. I never thought the mainland could provide me with a challenge.
Oh, it can. Trust me. I've been climbing my entire life. Want to hear about more fun places?
I can spare some time, yeah. I hope you're prepared to fight, Monarch. You'll be among the soldiers during tomorrow's fight. Regardless of your allegiance, I'm excited to see your abilities. I would be honored to know that you gave it your all. Either way, I thought it would be best to come meet you here. You're a guest in my castle, not a prisoner as it may have seemed. It's just tradition for challenges. They're mostly issued at the castle. It ensures that the people involved in the fight can't back out. We take these battles very seriously, as you could tell. I hope we haven't issued any offense. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for your cooperation. With that said, I have a ball to enjoy.
Why do they need to put alcohol in everything? These pastries would be fine on their own, you know. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. The locals are sure eating this stuff up, though. Call me old-fashioned, but food and drink should stay separate. If this is a delicacy around here, then Alarenthia isn't really my place. But you gotta eat, right? This isn't the kind of place you want to go hungry. I never thought I'd miss some of the food back in Valenorth. But enough about that. Are you having a good time, Monarch? Aside from the whole Colosseum business, of course. That's for sure. Everybody seems so happy. It almost makes you forget where we are. I never pictured Alarenthia as peaceful. I forgot to tell you. I talked to Alex a little more on the way here. To learn a little bit more about our parents. Part of me was hoping to hear something positive. Like they were paragons of virtue or something. I thought maybe, just maybe, they were good people. Sorry, the music kind of cut me off. Right. I was talking about our parents. I learned so much about them on the trip here. Just a quick warning, it's not the best atmosphere for this story. I mean, talking about pirates doesn't exactly fill one with joy, but I think it's important to know more about our families. Like I said, I was hoping to hear some good news. I always pictured our parents as these perfect, heroic people. But it turns out they really weren't. They were bad people, Monarch. I know pirates get involved in shady things, but they embraced it. Killing, stealing, smuggling, you name it. They were legends in Mazeo. They had a whole network operating for them while they were back home. That's how they managed to have a presence in both nations at once. I went to Mazeo every month or so to inspect their operations in person. Explains how they managed to raise us and balance their double lives. Maybe it's for the best that they passed on when they did. The village and Salus raised us. They gave us our sense of morals. I can't say I'd be too happy if I inherited the morals of our parents. They could have dragged us into the life of piracy as we grew up, too. That would be dangerous. We could have died years ago, If you died, then right now, the world would have no hope at all. So, maybe the occupation was meant to happen. It's guided us to where we are now, shaped us into who we've become. If we let them shape us, then I have no idea where we'd be right now. It's so weird, since children usually aspire to be like their parents. But right now, I'm using them as a roadmap on what not to do. All I can do is dedicate my life to being better people than them. Maybe that can undo some of the damage they've done. Because I know they tore families apart. They killed and robbed. Some would say that, in the end, being murdered was their justice. But I don't think death is a good form of justice. They should have gotten a chance to make up for their crimes. With them gone, I feel like it's our job to do what they couldn't. So, that's something else I'm going to fight for. I'll make up for the damage our parents inflicted. I'll give the world peace, so no one has to feel pain. We'll make a world that doesn't need people like our parents. A world that treats everyone with unconditional love and equality. No one will have to live in poverty or turn to a life of crime. Nobody deserves to be a victim of circumstance. To have their life determined by the world around them? No, that's not it at all. We shape the world, not the other way around. So let's shape it into something beautiful. A place where no one has to resort to being evil. I'm sure our parents were introduced to it somehow. It's not like they woke up one day just wanting to be pirates. Maybe it was their parents before them, or some close friends. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? We'll make the cycle end with us. And we'll start a new cycle. One of peace, happiness, and prosperity. One where our children can live full, happy lives. When we get back to Mazeo, I want to see their old hideout. And I'd really like it if you'd come with me, Monarch. It'll give me a sense of closure and let me move on. I never thought I'd learn more about our parents in this journey, and I'm even more surprised that it's a truth I never expected. But if I could go back and never learn it, well, I wouldn't. It gives me the drive to become a better person, and it really makes me appreciate everything I have, including you, Monarch. I could never do this alone. I'll let you go and tend to some business, Monarch. I should probably talk to Fortum about this stuff too. He deserves to know about his parents just as much as us.
Hey there, Monarch. I hope you're having a good time. I mean, given the circumstances, of course. I can imagine it's hard to have fun when you know what's coming. Actually, forget I said that. I don't want to ruin your experience. I'm just airing my own grievances. Forgive my venting. You know, I've been thinking. I faced death back in Mazeo, and I'll face it tomorrow. After that, I'll just go on to face it again when we attack Balteus. I could die tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after. So I keep asking myself, what should I do before I die? A lot comes to mind, but a few are very important to me. I want to go back to where it happened, Monarch. Back to the place where I spent the last moments with my mother. I've never been back there since I grabbed that pendant. I was scared. Just thinking about that place made it seem like it was happening all over again. Just thinking about that place made it seem like it was happening all over again. I can't even imagine what would happen if I went back there for real, you know? It's easy to avoid since the town square is quite large, but I'm done avoiding things. I could have died back in those tunnels, Monarch. Something like that really puts things into perspective. If I die, I want to make sure I've lived life to the fullest. So that means there's a few things I'd like to do. Most importantly, I'd like to go back to where I lost my mother. I don't want that place to hold power over me. I want the power. You already know about some of my other fears too, but it'd be ill-mannered of me to request your help for those. So, about Mazeo, I'd just like a good friend to be by my side. Can you say something, Monarch? I don't know if I can handle such an awkward silence. All of them? Then that means... You know what? I'll let you take the lead on that one. We're a long way from Mazeo after all. I can be patient. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing, unless there's anything else you had to say before you go? Oh, really? Did my talk about seizing the day inspire you? I mean, I guess I could keep you company. I don't have any other plans. And just in case it goes badly tomorrow, you deserve a really good night. Alarinthian pastries? Are these any good? If you're seizing the day, then I guess I should too. Of course they're infused with alcohol. Somehow. Everything in this nation has some sort of a twist to it. You can never just get what you want in Alarinthia. Well, unless of course I'm talking about you. A fine place to have our first date, despite the circumstances. When you forget about the Colosseum nonsense, this isn't too bad. If things go well, then maybe we can come back next year. People do that stuff, right? I mean, celebrate anniversaries. When you take the throne, you can travel wherever you want. And I'd be honored if you let me stand by your side. You know, I was always too scared to flirt or bond with anybody. But I guess a changed perspective is one benefit of a near-death experience. If you could even call it near, I'm pretty sure I did die. And if you want to know what scared me the most, nothing happened. When I was younger, they said I'd see my mother again in the afterlife. That's kind of what kept me going. That thought made me happy. In fact, I even smiled in my final moments. I'd finally see her again. The world is a cruel place, though. And of course, nothing happened. Until I opened my eyes again and saw you and Howl. That changed something inside of me. My priorities shifted. The thought of seeing my mother again had completely disappeared. If I chased the future, I'd never enjoy the present. That's part of why I agreed to join you on this date, actually. I just wish I was able to realize this sooner, before the attack. The monarchy saved me by using their powers to heal me. I'll never waste the second chance they gave me, never. I'll embrace it and savor every moment until the end.
Oh, this place is incredible. Draku sure knows how to throw a party. What about you, Ulrich? Having fun?
Draku was my enemy, Valessa. We're practically being held prisoner. Despite that, yeah, I'm having a good time.
I could tell, actually. How many drinks is that? 5? You don't want to fight with a hangover, do you?
It wouldn't be the first time. I've taught myself to fight in any state of being. Just something you learn to do when you're as old as I am.
And how old is that?
Old enough. Besides, I doubt I'll have much trouble tomorrow. Even if I fought Draku while drunk, I could take him down. So don't worry about my well-being. I've got this.
You can fight while you're drunk, too?
Of course. It actually makes things easier. Your movements are sloppy and unpredictable. That's all you need to confuse and overpower your opponent.
Wow, I never thought of it that way. That's a pretty unique fighting style. You'll be sober tomorrow, though, right?
Depends on how tonight goes. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Just go and have a good time, alright?
Alright, if you say so. This is gonna be super interesting. 2 undefeated men, locked in combat.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put on a good show for you. It's like a sport. Everybody will be watching intently. You better cheer for me. I'll be listening, Valessa.
Sure.
So, Pro, are you having a good time?
Of course. All according to plan. I know Ulrich is mad, but he'll get over it. We can win this without either of us dying.
Yeah, just take out the leader, right? Ulrich is stubborn, though, so be careful. I think he might actually try to kill you.
I've been watching him spar for years. I'll be fine. I know exactly how he operates. The best weapon is knowledge, right?
You remembered my lessons.
How could I forget? It'll help me win this battle. I know it. Make sure to cheer me on, all right?
I think I'd like to remain silent, actually. I can't be taking sides at a time like this. As long as we get an alliance, I'm happy.
Oh, come on. Not even gonna clap for me. I'll remember that when you give another speech.
I think my days of giving speeches are over, bro. That honor belongs to the monarch now. But I'm sure they'd say the same as me.
Man, I hate how neutral everybody is acting. Sometimes it's all right to take a side.
Well, it's not that I'm not taking a side. It's more like, I shouldn't gossip to you. You're a combatant. It'd affect your morale.
What an interesting way to tell me that you side with Ulrich. Sometimes not saying something tells me all I need to hear.
Now you're just putting words in my mouth. The only person I tell is the monarch.
Interesting.
What?
You're not the first person to unconditionally trust the monarch. Perhaps I could use that to my advantage in the future.
I think this is where I get back to the party. This whole scheming business isn't really for me, but I doubt the monarch would abuse their role for you.
You're probably right, Domek. They'd have to do it without knowing. Just imagine the swindling I could do.
Do we know how to throw parties or what?
Who do you mean by we?
Our people, like the pure ones. We're different civilizations, remember? Did the old monarchy party like this?
This line of questioning is pointless. Why do you wish to know such trivial information?
It's what friends do, Howl. Haven't you ever heard of hanging out? You just talk to each other about everything.
Well, the old monarchy did party. And to be honest, there isn't much difference. Do you see this as a sort of competition?
Not exactly. Well, maybe? It's always cool to know you have the most fun. Do you not compare yourself to other people?
That would be a waste of time. There is no benefit in being like other people. We simply wish to be ourselves, unique.
See? This is what friends do. They just talk. Keep going, Howl. Tell me what's on your mind. You don't need a specific topic or anything.
We would ask, why you consider us a friend? Does the world benefit from this conversation? Is there a purpose to this sort of interaction? Perhaps we should talk about the matter at hand. There is much to discuss about Vivian and Draku.
Nope, we can't talk about that. That's work stuff. We're here to unwind.
Another concept we do not understand. Every moment we waste, the enemy gets stronger.
It's not a waste, though. If our bond grows stronger, then so do we. It's important to get along with your comrades, Howl.
Very well. We will try. This party is an interesting experience. Are you having a good time, Fortame?
There we go. Now you're doing it right. Just a few more steps and you'll be ready to dance.
We would rather die.
You put up more of a fight than Sophie ever did. Where did you learn techniques like that, Shane? It almost feels like you're the teacher in this scenario.
You pick up a lot of stuff on the streets of Mazeo. Back when I was younger, it was either fight or die. A lot of the rebels are just like me, so get used to it.
Let me guess, you all banded together after the occupation. That means if I learn your weakness, I learn theirs. A weak strategy. All sharing the same fighting style?
Well, now I know why you wanted to spar so soon, and here I thought you might be warming up to me.
Don't flatter yourself, Shane.
Then stop giving me reasons to. I guess Sophie wasn't much of a fighter.
He used to be, but I could tell he always held back. There was doubt in his mind, and it clouded his judgment. I trusted it would go away, but you know what happened next.
Yeah, and he's paying for his mistakes. But you can trust me, Halen. I won't let you down. Remember what I did when we were in Mazeo.
You killed your former leader, your best friend. I don't need anything else from you, Shane. That proves your loyalty almost tenfold.
Good. So what do you think Sovi will do next? I mean, he's no longer welcome in Balteus, right?
I saw him wandering the halls before he left. It's funny. He might actually try to seek out the blade. He was saying something about Alarinthia over and over.
What makes him think it'll be in Alarinthia?
Well, the rebellion will try its hardest to survive. After what we did, it makes sense that they'd flee the mainland. They can't come here, so the only other option is Alarinthia.
It makes sense when you put it that way. Maybe he can regain his honor after all. But I have to ask, why aren't we going?
The rebellion will come here eventually. We have the home advantage if we sit and wait. There's no way they can overpower our army.
That's smart. So we're really doing this. We're going to end the rebellion.
And any more that may come, I sense a bright future for us, Shane. And we'll do it all. For the Triumvirate.
Yeah, for the Triumvirate.